Hey everybody, it's Gypsy, and today is Friday, May 7th, 2024, and it is time for my weekly gardening update. Again, it's just gonna be vegetable gardening, edible gardening today, because wait, there is one thing I did do for decorative gardening. So I'll make that a different video. But anyways, stay tuned and I'll show you around. So as you can see, what little garlic I planted this year is doing great. My raised herb garden is like out of control. I am gonna have to take this cover off. Look at my dill, it's at the top already. Mojito mint. Whoops, sorry about that. I had to take some out and I planted it along my herb garden at the side of the house. Just bought this little purple basil from a neighbor, and the cilantro, that's doing great, and I even dug some of that up and gave it to my daughter-in-law. The lovage is doing really, really good. Ooh, it's very windy and cold here today. So this is the back side. See, look at that mint, isn't it? It's just going nuts. I think I'm going to save this area in case I add another plant, but I have a feeling, it looks like some cilantro got lost in the mint there. But anyways, that's this herb garden here. I tried to grow valerian from seed, not a one came up. So the woman I bought the basil from was selling valerian. So I got 2 of those. I just need to figure out where I want to plant them. Tomatoes rooting over here. That's more dill in there. Got a little pot of petunias coming up there. The potatoes are doing great. These are russets. They're getting little flowers. Now, I belong to a few gardening groups on Facebook, and a discussion came up last week about what to do when your potatoes get flowers. Now, what I read on this group is when they get flowers, that means they are starting to produce potatoes. Now, some people said to snip off the flowers to give more energy to produce more potatoes, and others says no, you don't need to do that, or there was a reason you shouldn't. So if any of you have any opinions, advice, or experiences on flowering potatoes, let me know. Okay, so I think we'll go back here. To the strawberries. I picked a few this week already. In fact, this morning I found a ripe one. I just plucked that off. Took that inside. So these are everbearing. So they do produce strawberries all season long, spring to fall. The thing is, you don't get a whole bunch at one time. So I will be purchasing strawberries for my jam, probably make a pie. So these are more I'm gonna put in the category of snacking on. So next season I am going to be getting Wendy's strawberries, which are June bearing, and those are perfect for baking and things like that. So my black raspberries, they're doing good. You know, I'm not going to really get any berries. I mean, there's a few berries on everything except my red raspberries, and a few blueberries, but you know, nothing to speak of because they're first year. So, but they're all, I mean, they're looking gorgeous. I mean, they're just so healthy and really doing good. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if we should go to the outdoor garden or the greenhouse first. I think we'll go to the greenhouse. Give me one moment. Okay, so we're in the greenhouse. Today it's cold and cloudy. So it is like about 75 degrees in here. Yesterday, I think it was in the mid-70s outside and 100 degrees in here. Now, although I have been doing this kind of thing every day to get those to pollinate, because they're inside. I've been doing it to the outside ones too. I'm thinking the heat in here may mess with tomato production. So I have started moving these outside, all my tomatoes. As you can see, I put out my Romas, took a couple here, but I'm going to transplant everything outside, including my pumpkins, because I think the heat is just too much in here to really get a good pollination. Anyways, what I am leaving in here is my more experimental stuff that I started from seed late in the year. Well, there is little peppers in there. But like these are the ones I rooted. This one did have flowers on it, but I chose to pluck those off because it's too small. And I want to keep it in here because I figure by the time these guys get big enough to produce tomatoes, it'll start pulling down around here. I have some peppers in here I'm going to keep here. Now these guys, these are the first basil and tomatoes. These are the flamencos that I planted straight, I sowed direct in the greenhouse. And they're doing great. I did a second one over here. Yeah, so these tomatoes, these are just starting to come up. I think these are the Mexico midgets. So I will just be leaving these. And it's funny because yesterday morning, I came in here and decided it was way too hot and I had to start moving stuff. So later in the day, I'd say late afternoon, early evening, I'm watching a video by one of my favorite gardeners, Grow Joyfully. She is showing her greenhouse and how she's clearing it out for pretty much the same reason that I had decided yesterday. So that's what's going on there. So we are going to go out to the outdoor garden. Okay, so we're in the outside greenhouse. I apologize for this wind. It's really getting bad. But my kale is growing really well. I'm thinking next week I'm going to harvest a whole bunch of it and make this wonderful salad that I love. It's you get quinoa, tomatoes, you got your kale, an avocado, and you wilt your kale for just a second, just to make it a little tender. And you top it, you put it on top of your quinoa with your other vegetables and your avocado. Make this homemade mustard dressing that's to die for. We love it. So I'm going to make that next week. Now this is my Brussels sprouts. They are growing, but I still don't think it's going to be quick enough to produce anything. So this might come up soon. I'll take it up and then plant it again in, I don't know, mid to end of July. And this way it'll have the end of summer and all of fall. Cold weather goes on forever here, so I think I'm better off doing it then, which is this great with me doing. I've never done like so much of a variety in a larger scale, so it's showing me I'm learning what and when I could do. So, and also the same with my broccoli. Now I had like 2 or 3 white moths in here yesterday laying their little eggs and everything. And I had some broccoli that was like really lacy because they ate it. But again, I'm giving it a few days because of this cold weather we're having for just a second and see if it produces anything, but I don't think it's going to. So I started putting my tomatoes in here. Now right now my tomatoes are bigger than the broccoli, but If it works out, I don't know. The broccoli's gonna get bigger. But anyways, I'm thinking broccoli is another thing I'm just gonna do in the fall. I think the area I live in, we go so quickly from winter to summer with barely a spring that these kind of things are better in the fall. Because once we get to the end of summer and it starts getting cooler, that lasts much longer until we have our first snowfall for some reason. Now in here, I planted some cucumber seed that I had saved about 2 years ago. Problem is it didn't look all that healthy. So I have no idea if it's gonna come up. But for some reason, out of all the cucumbers I planted earlier, the Russian cucumbers, I had 2 seedlings that survived, so I put those in here. Now, I also read, probably on Facebook, a gardening hack, to plant sunflower seeds. You know, plant sunflowers in with your cucumbers to use as a natural trellis. So I don't know how quickly the flowers will come up, but we'll see if that works. I don't know. If not, I'll just throw a trellis in. At least I have 2 cucumbers. I have a feeling I'm only have to buy from a farmer. As you can see, I just started an asparagus bed this year, and it is really, can you see that? I've got 3 plants in here, and they're doing great. I checked my carrots, and they are finally starting to get some substance, so we'll see. My gardening bed with my spinach. Now, my spinach, I noticed it was wanting to bolt. It hadn't started, but I noticed little flowers start up, so I pinched it off like I do with my basil. I don't know if that works or not, but I'll see. Maybe somebody has, you know, some wisdom on that for me. And in here, these are starting to look a little better than when I first planted them. These are my sauce tomatoes, San Marzano. And yesterday I put in a little barrage plant that I'm hoping will grow and attract more bees. Not that it's a problem here. I should tell you guys. Oh no! The wind blew over my trellis. Last night I was in here. We didn't know it was going to rain. Nobody forecasted it. So I was out here and I'm doing my evening gardening. And it was hot yesterday, so I was wearing a sundress. And while I'm doing my gardening or my watering, a bee got in my sundress. And it bit me right on the gulu. For those of you who are not Sicilian, gulu means rear end, ass. Yeah, right at my left hip. It bit me there. So my son got a good laugh out of that. But anyways, these are the Amish sugar snap peas. I just look at those beautiful flowers. I love them. They're just gorgeous. Anyways, I harvested one today. One had popped up. It was ready to pick. And I figure I'll just pick it because, you know, this way it'll give more encouragement to the rest of the plant. Now I got to pick that up. Oh, and the post broke. So anyways, as you can see, we have been eating the Grandma Hadley's lettuce, and oh my God, is it good. So, you know, we've got a few more in here. It is so nice because we eat a lot of salad to just come out here and pick it. And, you know, you don't have to run to the grocery store. You don't have to pay for it. I mean, these are like, first time I picked these, my son and daughter-in-law were home. So I needed a big salad. And I think I picked like 2 of these, put it in a bowl. And I showed my man, so you see all this lettuce? He says, yeah. I said, this is gonna feed all of us tonight. This cost me pennies. Because with the amount of seed I get in a packet and how much a packet costs and then what I produce, it comes out to pennies. And he just got this grin on his face because who wouldn't grin about something like that? So, these, are the Tom Thumb peas, and I have been harvesting these. Just got done this morning. I'd say for about 3 or 4 days. And as you can see, there are still flowers. I still have them coming. And my green arrow peas, Shelly peas. Still no flowers yet, so that'll be coming up soon. So I believe that does it for my edible gardening update. I need to save this trellis of peas here. I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.